Aaron, you recently had Randy Cheap Audio Man on your channel.
Did yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
That was fun. Yeah, it was
I caught some of it, probably about 3/4 of it.
Yeah, that's what she said. But yeah, that was a good show.
Wow.
Sorry.
Yeah, man. I thought that was cool of you to do that. I thought I was gonna be on, but I guess that didn't happen.
That didn't happen. No,
Nah, it did not.
No,
but it's all good. I was in the chat, and I thought it was kind of.
He was trying to egging on.
Yeah, and so you know what's funny is like, I know what you're kind of thinking at certain points. You know, when you're like, of course you don't always agree on everything, right?
Right.
How many times do we disagree here?
All the time
on everything, right?
Yes.
So I think it's totally normal to disagree, but I think maybe that one was kind of like, he was new to your channel. He's like a guest, right? And so you kind of want to be careful when somebody new, you meet somebody new, you're just not like going all out saying all kinds of crazy.
Oh,
things.
You're not like the purpose.
You're still trying to build rapport, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, you're just trying to.
Joe was hoping that was the purpose. He's like poking the bear in there. Bear wasn't moving.
At least towards the end. I'm like, so what does it mean when two audio reviewers review the same product, but really have come to different conclusions?
Results.
What should that mean to the consumer? Right? They're looking to buy this product, and then they hear two guys talking about it, and then it's like different conclusion. What does that mean?
What does that mean?
It means one of the two people can't hear.
There's that. That's when I say, let's look at the data. Let's go to the data, Chuck.
Let's at the data.
Throw up that graphs.
Let's look at graphs and talk about how it defines everything we hear.
So somebody last week was like, I need to knock out. Where's Aaron with the graphs?
Wow.
Whoever that is, tell him to call in today. I want you to call in today.
So anyway, I've been thinking about that particular question, because does that necessarily mean like, oh, one guy's completely wrong, right? He doesn't know what he's talking about, or maybe like they put more weight on certain things, on certain aspects, right? Like I might care more about aesthetics or whatever it is, right? Versus somebody else. So maybe we're hearing the exact same thing. If we're in the same room, we're hearing the same thing. Would probably agree on like what's good, what's bad, but like
right?
Maybe my conclusion as to like what I would recommend might be different. Like I might say, hey, this thing has a ton of bass, and I like it because it has a ton of bass. And you should like it if you don't plan on using a sub, right? Mm-hmm. But somebody else might say, hey, the frequency response up top is not very flat, and so I would say pass on this.
Oh, perfect example would be the TV shootout that just happened, right? Sony, their new QD OLED won, right? Mm-hmm. But is that the right TV for you, right? Like if you want gaming features, that's not the right TV for you. If you're in a bright room, however, these new OLEDs get pretty darn bright. So that's now out of the equation. But it's just like that. It's like what is your use case? What content are you going to be listening to? I hear a lot of people, like when I was at NoHo Sound in New York, listening to those $20,000 focals. He's like, well, what kind of music do you like to listen to? I'm like, mostly electronic stuff, blah blah blah. He's like, well, I would steer you away from anything Sonus Faber, because a lot of these are going to be really great for mids and highs, not so much bass or anything like compressed music or this, that, and the other. So use case is definitely, part of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I'm not sure the Martin Logan Nihilist that we had at M-Wave would be good for that either. Little techno, little hip hop,
humongous.
Not good for that.
They sound amazing, but like you said, I think there's certain speakers kind of shine better for certain types of music
and certain rooms, right?
Mm-hmm.
I do not buy into different speakers for different music, but I know people who do. I've always kind of thought that was
rock and roll. Got to go clips.
Yeah, you're not for that.
No, I think that if you're buying a speaker to be neutral, then it should be neutral and it shouldn't accentuate or do anything with different types of music. But I mean, like, just use the equalizer at that point. But that's my opinion.
I know you mean treble and bass.
I know you
don't touch those.
So really, like, if you love like just hardcore hip hop rap, a lot of bass, you would actually think that the Nihilist would be a good fit for that?
They got a huge woofer, don't they?
I don't know anything about the Neolith.
They're $100,000 electrostat speakers. 15-inch passive driver on the bottom.
Mm-hmm. Oh
yeah.
I mean,
what I'm saying there is, it's not. How do I reword this? Trying to figure out how to get myself back into this because I'm also putting on this watch. Bling bling. Sorry, I stepped out consciously for a second. Yeah, I think if you are buying a speaker that's supposed to be accurate and supposed to reproduce whatever is on the media, whatever that is you listen to, then you shouldn't be buying like one particular speaker. But if you find yourself and you only listen to this one type of music and you want this thing,
anybody's like that.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. So like I don't see the point in buying, because somebody just commented that. I don't see the point in buying a speaker that's good for rock. And then I'm also going to turn around and listen to something completely different genre-wise, because then it may sound really terrible with that other genre. And the more inaccurate that speaker is,
the more you like it.
No, the more I don't like the rest of my music. If it's good music, if it's recorded well and done well, then it shouldn't matter. Like you should be able to enjoy it as long as the speaker is somewhat neutral or whatever. And then if you want to go in and sprinkle a little bit of your own taste, if you like X, Y, or Z. But I guess what I'm just saying is I don't like the notion of buying a speaker based on a particular genre of music.
Okay,
I mean, I don't think anybody would, but I'm just saying I think there are certain speakers that they just don't do as well for certain types of music.
Okay, let's.
So if you buy like a bookshelf and you like that sub wubba wubba,
it ain't gonna happen.
Jed Presley says if you spend $100,000, hopefully it sounds good regardless of the music.
Right.
Yeah, he has a point there, right?
I guess maybe if you hook up a subwoofer with it, then you'll be fine.
So okay, so hold on a second.
Don't do lows. Is that what you're saying with those?
Yeah, they're not super low.
Yeah, I don't know.
No. I mean, but like acoustic instruments, female voices coming out of that electrostat.
They're phenomenal. I'll be honest with you.
Gorgeous.
Oh, they're phenomenal for sure. I just don't think they're good for everything for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So what I was thinking is,
I'm just trolling. I'm trolling you now, bro.
Is I was thinking after your what do you call it? I don't know, podcast with Randy. I said, you know, we should do something that's called like agree to disagree, where like our goal is to like don't try to agree with me, because a lot of times we're trying to be nice. You're trying to be, forget that. Let's disagree.
We're disagreeing right now.
Let's disagree. And so I would.
I know I'm right.
You.
Joe's wrong.
Okay. No. Here's what I would say.
Tristan's got a great title for this. It's called Two Guys and a Tweeter. Oh, it's perfect. You just disagree.
So let's say somebody's listening to mostly hip hop, right? Hip hop, EDM, right? And they're like, hey, I need just 2 bookshelf speakers. I'm not going to use a sub. This is my first system. Are you going to recommend the same exact speakers as somebody who's like, I just listen to classical music? For me, I would say, I wouldn't expect the classical music to have as much like deep bass extension, right? And so maybe I might recommend something with a flatter top end response for that person, even if it were to sacrifice some bass versus the guy who's going to listen to, hip hop and EDM. I'm like, oh, dude, you're going to need to hear some bass in order to enjoy that music. In those 2 cases, I probably would recommend a different speaker. No?
Yeah, no, I think that's fine, right? Like basically what you're saying is, do you listen? Like I do that in my reviews. I'll say this speaker gets down to like 50 hertz in the room. And for the majority of people, they're probably okay with that for music, right? But if you tend to like music that has lower bass, then you need a speaker that has lower bass, or you need to add a subwoofer, right? I mean, I think that's a pretty typical way to go about it. Like,
would certain genres have different? Typically have different like ranges, or is that too much? Like, is there classical music that really does have some crazy deep bass extension, and I just don't know?
Yeah, because they have like the deep cello, the deep organ, or some pretty low notes with that.
Right.
I just listen to Kenny G. That's it.
What about Yanni? You listen to Yanni?
Yanni. Little Yanni. That's his soft flute. I got a soft rock playlist. He's got a soft flute playlist.
You guys, I don't care about your
woodwinds from Woodwinds from heaven. That's what the compilation is
conversation.
called.
Aaron. Somebody mentioned organs. Some organs tracks will hit like 18 hertz. No
That's
problem.
what I'm saying. Yeah, they go
Big
really,
old pipe
really low.
organs. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Snoots, I am familiar with organs.
Oh gosh.
Don't listen to a lot of. I don't listen to a lot of organic music.
Organic.
That was good.
Hey, I checked out
organ music, Chana. Organic.
Wow.
Come on, man.
I was
Where's my
I was just at the market, so I'm like, I was like, is this like the organic cilantro? Is this
organic, man?
Organic.
I thought it was pretty clever, but apparently not.
Yeah, I've never heard a set of Martin Logan speakers other than I've heard them like in showrooms and stuff, but I've never had my own to demo in my own home, other than one of their in-wall speakers, which was really bad. Just terrible.
I really enjoyed their 60 XTI. That was probably the first time I'd ever reviewed one that had the AMT tweeter, and so I didn't know what to expect with that.
Right.
But mid-range was beautiful on those things, man. Really, really enjoyed it.
See here, Leon says, hey, Leon Noel, look at that. Your first name is your last name backwards. That's hilarious. Okay. I only listen to reggae and hip hop, but the wife loves Adele. So we would have an issue if we bought a speaker with only one style of music in mind. Okay. Fair enough. What would we recommend for Leon here?
Different rooms.
Wifey, go listen to Adele.
Get her own room. I get my own speakers.
Yep.
Oh, that's a great one. Oh, Mike.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, a lot of pop music has a lot of bass, actually. So
Adele, especially like electronic.
All right, everybody. We do the Daily Hi-Fi podcast every Monday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So make sure you join up to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Daily Hi-Fi, and we will see you there for the big show every Monday. Yeah.